Steph Curry is one of the best offensive players in the game today. He is obviously well known for his prowess from range, and there's no doubt that he is an elite offensive engine due to his sharpshooting ability. The threat of him firing from distance often forces teams to send multiple defenders at him. Before Steph entered the league, you didn't see players taking shots 5 feet behind the three-point line. But when Curry entered the league, all that changed. His range is unlimited, and he can take a shot as soon as he crosses half court. And there's a good chance he will make that shot. That's his game. Whether he's pulling up off the dribble or running off screens, Steph is the biggest threat behind the three-point line in the history of basketball. Welcome to the Free Dawkins channel. Here we break down what NBA players, past and present, think of the difficulty to stop Steph Curry's offensive game. Before we start, here's a quick notice of our Steph's 2022 NBA Championship merch.
This video is sponsored by Free Dawkins Steph Curry 2022 Finals MVP apparel. Get now on 10% discount. Use promo code DAWK. Link in description.
Man, that dude's a menace. He's impossible. It's especially the way that they run their offense and the way that him and Draymond have this like telepathy. They're actually understanding how to play with him now, like how he operates, how he moves when he gives up the ball, and like continues to just run in circles until you fall asleep, and then he even then like shoots it from 30 feet basically. Like it's borderline at times. It's unguardable, because it's like what do you want to do?
The thing that makes him more unique than any other great three-point shooter, but what makes Steph so good is the combination of off-ball movement, catch and shoot action off screens, and the unassisted three. Steph is the guy who can do both at an elite level. So yes, I don't think you're going to see another Steph Curry for a long time. They asked me, what's your most iconic or best moment in person playing against Steph? And not that I enjoyed that moment because I was on the opposition, but when he weaved in and out of 4 Clippers players, I want to acknowledge that I was over in the corner guarding Harrison Barnes, and I had nothing to do with that. What made that shot, by the way, so amazing was the fact that when he weaved through everyone and the ball went towards the top of the key, he wasn't facing the basket, and he turned and started his shot with 10 seconds on the shot clock. It wasn't like he had to shoot that shot. It was just Steph unleashed.
So the first time we saw the peak of it, like when I was in Denver and we played him in a series, and he shot a shot in front of the bench, and the team, right in front of our bench, the whole team's going crazy, like close to him, and he lets the ball go and turns around and tells him to shut up. Ball's like midair. It's like not even close to the rim, and the whole team went like. This is the opposing team was like, yo, I'd never seen that before during the game in like that moment. But I'm such a competitor. I'm on the court. Like, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, that doesn't impress me. Like, that's just my competitive nature. But in practice one day in practice, man, Steph went crazy. Like, he wasn't missing. And it was like, now we blaming the sub refs, or what we call them, the alternate refs that come in to help us out. Now we cursing them out because he can't miss, and then if he missed, to call foul. And I remember one time I got mad and like I forgot he was on my team and pushed him. He still made the shot. I mean, we played about 7 minutes, man. He had to have like 25 points, man. It was crazy. And at one point, Sean Livingston just stopped. And it was like, yo, like I don't know if I ever seen anything like this. I had to stop and was like, yo, that's different. Because when you're in a game playing with somebody that good, like you're not really seeing how good they are because you locked in to do what you got to do. So you missing out on like greatness by playing with greatness. That's a funny thing. Because when I watched Steph this past season, I caught myself being a fan a few times. And then I got a close friend, Evan Turner was like my man. And when we played them in the Western Conference Finals, Evan was like, bro, I almost clapped when he made a shot. Like, I forgot I was playing against him. He was like, man, I had never seen nothing like that. And he was like, we knew it. Like, either Steph or Clay would make a shot, and they were like, oh, shit, here it comes. And they just kept looking at the scoreboard, like, and he said Steph made 2 threes one time. He was like, damn, he good. But he was like, man, I had to catch myself. Like, oh, shit, I'm on the other team.
I think what makes Steph so hard is, I don't know if the game has ever seen anybody who can move off the ball like this. I mean, from playing in the league, like his conditioning is unbelievable. It's almost like when he gets rid of the ball, he's like a bigger threat, which isn't the case for a lot of people. It's the case for a lot of, yourself, Duncan, shooters like that. But when Steph's got a little bit more of a handle than you guys, so that makes him tough as well. But I would definitely say he's got to be 1A.
Like literally 5 days after getting drafted in the Bay, Draymond calls a players only scrimmage, like just a run. So we all show up. I'm matched up with Steph, and I thought I was playing pretty well. I was holding my own. I wasn't like locking him up. He wasn't like, felt pretty good about it. And then there's one play, he goes left, and I go to cut him off, and he goes to go behind the back, kind of like slips, and he like falls at an angle. So now he's like, his shoulder's like to the basket. So like pretend the basket's over here. He's like almost at the top of the key. The basket's over here. He's sitting down, dribbling the ball in his right hand. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like he slipped, he's on the ground. And as he gets up, he shoots all in one motion, like a step back, like he steps back and shoots a 3. I contest it and everything. It barely touches the net. Like it's one of those where the net just kind of pulses. And Marquise, who's one of my good friends, Marquise Chris, goes to throw the ball, and I look at him, I'm like, what was that? And he's like, you'll get used to it.
I think you just have to just know where he's at. He's so good. Like, he's just complete package offensively. He's so good at shooting the 3, but he's just so good at getting open for layups. Like he's mastered, how to get free without dribbling the ball. He's just so elusive and quick. It's hard to 1 second you look away, he's gone, or if you're not attached to him, he's gone. So it just takes, honestly, a whole, 5 players to just have an awareness of where he's at. Because, 1 step, and he's out of there. So, and he shoots it so quick. You can't allow him to get free. So that's just what it is. When he gets going like that, you got to just crowd him, and try to force him to play into his body. You got to try to wear him out. But we didn't do it well enough tonight. But again, it's just good things to take with us.
Most of the time, it feels like he's just like throwing that thing up, like it goes in every time. Like he's just so incredible, Like I can't just watch him just come off screens and shoot from like half court, knowing that it's going in, and still let him do it. You know what I mean? Like, and I know sometimes it's like, oh yeah, you think he's far, but like, bro, this guy's like a layup. So it's like you have to take away what he does best. And one thing is like that's underrated is like Steph like level of conditioning is crazy. Because I think for me, just watching him, like he gives up the ball and he always moving, like he like just running and he can still run that fast and trying to get open. And once he catches it, like he can still make it like it was a layup. Like I think for me that's like, because again, if it was just somebody that when he gives the ball up and you can kind of like be there and he's gonna like just stay there a little bit and kind of like give up, he keeps moving the whole possession from here to here and still have the level like focus to like make the shot every time. I think Steph just his I don't know. I think his conditioning, I think is underrated because the way he runs everywhere to get open every night is crazy.
I literally try to do everything. I try to all the tricks. If I try to chase them over so that they're not shooting 3s, because if they're knocking down 3s, they get into the paint. I'm like, as they're dribbling, I'm grabbing their arm, I'm pushing them, trying to give them off balance. I want them to start to complain and start yelling at the refs. Steph, he's an alien. I don't understand. I don't understand. I fouled him on a half-court shot when we played him 3 weeks ago, and he still. I'm pretty sure he didn't even look at the rim, and he still almost made it. It hit the back of the rim, and they didn't call the foul. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, what do you take? Can I get some of it, please? Because you're insane, dude.
Steph Curry is messing the game up. Steph, it probably is the most influential player when it comes to little people. They call him the babyface assassin. He's been a joy to watch for me. I've played against the greats like the Barkley. I've seen it all. Never quite seen anybody like that kid.
Well, I don't think we've ever seen a player with his range, and it's beautiful to watch.
We were quote unquote almost the big brother between the Clipper and Warrior, and Steph and CP. There was always this. Even they may love each other, respect each other, whatever, but those were always the 2 names. So, but just to see some of the shots he took, and no matter what our defensive approach was, he would find a way to make something happen. I would watch this shit, obviously, that everyone's doing, but then, it was KD and Steph were working with Steve Nash. So I'm looking at Steve's great mind. I got a chance to play with Steve. KD is KD, Steph is Steph. So I'm looking at the off balance, awkward body angles, 1 foot leaning, left hand, right hand, all the shit that they were working on. And I'm thinking like, any shot that these two guys in particular, but I'll talk about Steph, makes on the court is not luck. I can never say that Steph Curry made a lucky shot because, he works on the odd angles, the awkward hand, the off the glass, the half court shots that he shoots like they're fucking layups while we're warming up. Where people don't know, like the warm up is jogging, laughing, stretching a little bit, but Steph is always shooting 3/4 court, half court shots, and he makes them like they're layups.
It's tough, man. I think his biggest weapon is obviously the way he shoots the ball, and then he can shoot off the dribble at any time, at any given moment. So it's tough to guard him because you got to pick him up pretty much at half court because he'll pull it from right there. Honestly, it's just ridiculous. And I think another thing that separates him is his humble confidence. He can go 1 for 12 from 3 in the next game. He's going to shoot 12 more. So I think that's what makes him great too.
Steph's unbelievable. I can't believe the kind of shape he must be in, as fast as he runs.
Yeah,
the whole game, every game. That was
said.
Yeah, that's what amazed me playing him in the finals. I just, one of the things I said over and over in that series was like, I know they're running fast, but you got to run fast too. We got to run fast too. Keep chasing them. Like play tag and keep chasing them because it's like nonstop.
I think a lot of people don't understand how great his motor is. He never stops moving. His ball handling, his ability to shoot the ball off the dribble and off the catch, is uncanny. I don't think there's ever been a guy in our league to be able to shoot the ball as well as he does, off the dribble or off the catch, off the ball. And he just creates so many different matchup problems for your defense, and you always have to be aware of him.
How do you slow him down?
Same way you slow me down. You can't.
Steph, come on, man. This guy is from a different planet. He literally has an automatic sniper connected to his arm, and when he lets it go, not only himself, but everybody on the floor, in the stands, on TV, on their phones, whatever you're watching on, you think it's going in every time. And 9 times out of 10, sometimes 10 times out of 10, it does go in. So to be out there and watch, that kid from Akron as well shoot the ball the way he shot it, it was unbelievable. It was pretty cool.
It's amazing. I mean, you look at how this kid shoots the ball from behind the three-point line. He shoots it like it's a layup. There's no restriction. He's been a game changer. I mean, you look at his threes attempts compared to Ray Allen, and Ray Allen probably was getting 3 to 5 a game, whereas Steph is probably getting 10 to 15 a game. So I don't see any players in the league that can really change this landscape unless him and Clay get on separate teams.
You're not using as much energy as when Steph throws the ball, runs to the other corner, catches it, does a couple dribble moves, come off pick and roll, throws it again, and then gets 3 down screens. It's not even a play. It's just them knowing what each other want to do. So I think it's so hard guarding Steph. You have to be in the best shape of your life.
We all know what he can do outside of 20 feet, 30 to 35, 40 feet. The dude is special in that regard, and the way that he's able to affect the game by able to run around and play off the ball and get himself open. And it's just tough on a defender because you can't take a break. The instance you think that he's not doing anything, the play's over for him, and that's when you get beaten. That's when you get burnt, and that's when that mentality comes in. And you got to stay ready. You can't give up. You got to keep going. And so for him, he can affect the game at all levels: passing, playmaking, shooting the ball, scoring the ball. So he got the whole package, and you have to be able to guard every last thing he has, and not many players can do that.
I see a calmness about him, and I think it's something that a lot of players don't understand. There's a serious calmness about him, which is extremely deadly, right? Because he's not up, he's not down, he's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there.
Tell us in the comments, what is Steph's place in the all-time top 10 NBA players list? If you like this video, share, subscribe, and hit the like button. For more basketball content, subscribe to our other channels, Vintage Dawkins and Squad Dawkins, and follow us on social media.